We began this series entitled The Family, introducing you to the concept of eliminating man-made ideas and concepts, which then took us into the possibilities of exploring past the veil. We then began challenging the current state of the church in man-made theology. As triggering as these perspectives are for many believers in Yeshua, it's super important to truly know why you believe what you believe. In this chapter, I want to address the big elephant in the room. The elephant is actually a question. The question is, how do we know who's right? The true answer is, I don't know.
Chapter 7, IDK.
Ever hear of the elephant and six blind men story? Well, it went somewhat like this. There were once 6 blind men who stood by the roadside every day and begged from the people who passed. They had often heard of the elephants, but they had never seen one. For being blind, how could they? It so happened one morning that an elephant was driven down the road where they stood. When they were told that the great beast was before them, they asked the driver to let him stop so that they might see him. Of course, they could not see him with their eyes, but they thought that by touching him, they could learn just what kind of animal he was. The first one happened to put his hand on the elephant's side. Well, he said, now I know all about this beast. He is exactly like a wall. The second felt only the elephant's tusk. My brother, he said, you are mistaken. He is not at all like a wall. He is round and smooth and sharp. He's more like a spear than anything else. The third happened to take hold of the elephant's trunk. Both of you are wrong, he said. Anybody who knows anything can see that this elephant is like a snake. The fourth reached out his arms and grasped one of the elephant's legs. Oh, how blind you are, he said. It is very plain to me that he's round and tall like a tree. The fifth was a very tall man, and he took hold of the elephant's ear. The blindest man ought to know that this beast is not like any of the things that you name, he said. He is exactly like a huge fan. The sixth was very blind indeed, and it was some time before he could find the elephant at all. At last he seized the animal's tail. Oh, foolish fellows, he cried. You surely have lost your senses. This elephant is not like a wall, or a spear, or a snake, or a tree. Neither is he like a fan. But any man with a particle of sense can see that he is exactly like a rope. Then the elephant moved on, and the 6 men sat by the roadside all day and crowed about him. Each believed that he knew just how the animal looked, and each called the others hard names because they did not agree with him. Unfortunately, even though this story might sound silly, this is a direct correlation with people and their religion. What am I saying here? No matter our religious beliefs, we are still blind, attempting to find evidence of who the Creator is. There is so much mystery involved that it's impossible to know everything there is to know about the Creator. I'm not a universalist or exclusivist by any means. In fact, just to be clear, I'm nothing more than a blind man holding on to the coattails of my Messiah, having faith that through his finished work and sacrifice, I'll persevere to the end. Having said that, I refuse to make any definite answers about anyone's eternity. The last I checked, I'm not God, nor do I deserve to be in paradise for eternity. There is nothing that I can do in this life to repay Yeshua for saving me. I'm only banking on him to get me in. So I am not in any position to predict anyone's eternal destiny. An exclusivist position might ask, why even believe in Yeshua if you don't know what happens 100% after this? I would then ask them, what is the point of faith if you already have all the answers? Seriously, if you as a human being have all of the answers or know all there is to know about an infinite being, tell me, why aren't we worshiping you? Just as a toddler can't begin to explain to a 40-year-old mother how to raise a child, a human will never scratch the surface on how to explain the full details of God's power, wisdom, and capabilities. What you are able to learn and capture in your theology is what past humans were able to capture and pass down. But don't think for a moment that the knowledge you possess of God is the end of all there is to know. Sometimes the most freeing 3 words a person can confess to another person are the humbling words, I don't know. How did God create the world? I don't know. How are we able to breathe at this very moment with no complications with all the toxins in the air? I don't know. How is the earth able to rotate around the sun at the same speed in 24 hours, giving us a perfect sunrise and sunset every single day? Surrounded by outer space with several asteroids that could vaporize our planet in seconds. I don't know. Where does gravity come from? I don't know. How are humans able to birth humans? How are animals able to birth their same kind consistently without our help? I don't know. Where does consciousness come from? I don't know. You see how saying I don't know does not change the reality? It just means we have not uncovered facts just yet. But just like you may not know how your cell phone is able to send and receive a text from across the country in less than a few seconds, it doesn't mean it's impossible. We live in a world that we cannot explain. Science is a tool to help us find the truth about what God already knows. How arrogant would it be for us to say we know everything there is to know because we earn man-made up degrees in a man-made college, whether it be seminary or a regular university? You know only what you have been taught, and your teachers only know what they have been taught. And the truth is, the only way we can have the truth revealed to us by the Creator through the help of the Ruach is by saying, help me, I don't know.